Hello guys, my name is Rizky and you're watching Let's Talk About Cameras. Today we are going to do something that is a bit different, and first of all, this is the first video that I shoot in my home instead of in the studio. Being a working photographer means that I shoot every day, and I'm really grateful of all the opportunities that I've gotten so far. I do love taking photos every day, but the challenge is every time I take photos using any forms of digital cameras, I always think about the commercial values of it. Even if I'm traveling for holiday, or even like I happens to be going for a jog and feels like taking a couple of street photography, or just happens to be in this like interesting part of the city that I've never been before, and I feel like taking some shots, I always think about the commercial values of it. Like, how can I make these photos sellable, or probably at least make people like these photos, how to make magazines, publishers, online news to publish these photos. So I'm trying to find a way of doing photography without thinking about commercial values. When I think about this, I have no expectations. It means like it may be a new hobby for me, or it can be just something that I will get bored in a month's time or something. It doesn't matter, but I just feel like trying out something else. So I decided to pick up a film camera, and of course, being someone who grew up in the 90s, I do have some experience shooting with a film camera. And in my college back then, they actually taught us how to go and develop film in a darkroom. Having this film camera in my hand feels really nostalgic. When I decided to buy a film camera, one thing that comes to my mind is I don't want to spend, or I don't want to invest on a brand new system, meaning to say that I don't want to buy a camera then and start to buy different lenses and different attachments and so on and so forth. Because when it happens, then I will start to complicate things, and I will think about how to get my return of investments and so on and so forth. So after a couple of days of browsing, looking through different forums, do a couple of research here and there, looking through like local buy and sell forums, eBay and so on and so forth, I ended up buying this from a local vintage camera shops. So if you guys keen to know, I can actually put the name of the shop and the address below. Okay, I bought this for about 120 Singapore dollars, which I think is pretty good deal, and I do wish that camera nowadays has this kind of build. I think it's really solid. Okay, and I think I can drop it and I can still use it the next second. This is a Yashica Electro 35, and it's a rangefinder camera with a fixed lens. So means to say that I can't actually change the lens, so I kind of stuck with this lens now. And it has a really nice focal length, which I think is really suitable for me to just like do street photography for fun. It comes with a pretty fast lens, 45mm f1.7 lens. One of the most interesting thing that I found about all these film cameras are they are analog, so they are not operated by electronics inside, but it's more like towards the analog function. So meaning to say you can actually use this camera without any batteries. Just simply load a film and you can shoot with it. We'll go through simply the general layout of the camera. Let's start from the top part of the camera, or sorry, probably I should start with the lens. The lens is pretty interesting. Basically, it's a Yashica own lens, okay, which is they call it Yashinon. So as you can see, it's actually 45mm lens, which is, I guess, is pretty close to our standard DSLR general usage of lens, which is 50mm, and it has f1.7. So I suppose this lens should be pretty good in low light. Okay, when I bought this camera, the first thing that I checked was the lens, and you can see, as you can see from this, the lens is pretty clean. There's no fungus or anything that is going to affect the pictures later on. Really love the look of the camera. I think it's really pretty. focus ring. Okay, so you can see you can go from 0.8, which is pretty close, all the way to infinity. The aperture ring. Okay, f16 all the way to f1.7. Okay, so here's the top part of the camera, and as you can see, the film forwarding lever, the shutter button, the ASA dial here. Okay, as you can see, what is the speed of your film, and you can choose it. You can choose accordingly. Okay, the battery check. And this one is the film rolling. One of the interesting features about this camera is this lever here, which I find it really interesting. I guess you need to do something like this when you are trying to do selfie during the 1970s. So basically, this lever here you can pull out, okay, and you can forward the film and take the shot. As you can see, the lever is slowly moving towards the end of the line, and when it goes to the end of the line, it will take picture. There you go. Okay, pretty interesting, right? Let me show you how to load the film. Now let's see if I can load this properly. I hope I don't mess up this time. Okay, so this is how you can actually open the back of the camera. Obviously the film will be loaded here. So you can check out the top part of the camera, and you can find this lever here, and you can see at this point of time okay, let me try to do a close-up on it. Okay, so as you can see, this part shows as locked. Okay, so meaning to say you can't open the back when you are at this mode. So you just need to turn it to the right to unlock it, and simply lift up this part here. Okay, and there you go. And pull it up. There you go. Okay, and you can see it's open now. You need to push this up, further up. As you can see, this part here goes up, and put the film inside. There you go. Okay, then you can just release this part. Okay, and pull this part all the way out. Okay, the key thing about this is actually to line up the gear here. As you can see that you have a gear here. Okay, and you need to be able to slot in the hole on the film with the gear. Okay, I guess this is one thing that I didn't learn it properly last time when I was doing film photography in my college days.
So I didn't know. I just simply follow the teachers, and I don't actually know how this thing actually works. Lock it in positions and close it. I can start to shoot with this now.
So it's time for me to go and shoot.